What's going on, y'all? This is Lawrence P. and this is the Lawrence P Show. And today on Feature Me Artist of the Day, we have book writer, we have hairstylist, makeup, entrepreneur, extraordinaire, Mimi Miller is here today with us. Yes, we have her here at our show. And on the show, we don't do any commercials. We don't do any sponsorships. We don't do any co-ventures. You won't see any church segues going through the show. We get right into it. So, Mimi Miller, are you ready to get into the show?
I am.
Let's get right into it. Cheers. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, so what's the misconception people have about you?
That I'm into everything, and that I am very airy and very, very eccentric, and well, actually I am eccentric.
So these things that you're mentioning, you're saying you're not.
Well, that becomes my dominant persona that people see. And I'm actually a very serious woman with a comedic side. Very serious.
So they think you're kind of dingy, but
no, I have morals and values, and I'm a very serious businesswoman.
Okay. So question, if you were to meet yourself, what would you compliment yourself on?
I am so funny. She is so funny.
She's
she
funny.
Is the funniest person I've ever met. She is so warm.
Funny.
Funny. I'm funny. Yes, I'm funny. See, you're laughing already. I'm funny.
You're funny. That's a funny answer. So, do you believe that women's sexual energy is used as a secret weapon in business? Like all this that you got going on, do you think that's a weapon that women use in business?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, but in a different way. Not physical, but on a different level with myself. When I am coming up with projects, I use that same sexual energy because business turned me on. I get excited.
Really?
Yes, I get excited. I get stimulated when I'm thinking about business and ideas and creativity. So
that turns you
there's
on.
There's a place there that I become very excited, and if someone that I want to be around is around, it's a great wow.
Okay,
wow,
cool.
It's going to be a wow experience.
Okay, so speaking of that, do you think the Bible hinders a woman from being as strong as she can be?
Absolutely.
Really?
Most of the Bible is an enslavement, but it was a period in time when those were the values. It was a specific culture, and those cultures were into that, and for women to serve men and to serve a certain kind of way.
Nice.
And it didn't even express the values and the beauty of women. It told nothing about African culture or Spanish culture. This was Greeks and Hebrews.
Right.
It didn't have a diverse view of who women were.
Right.
We get all these different characteristics of men.
Right. So it made women second place.
Yes.
And you don't like that.
Well, I like some women of the Bible. I think Proverbs tell some great stories about women, and the story of Jabez, and she was a businesswoman and the woman of noble character. There's some women in the book, and Ruth, who have great attributes that I do appreciate, but that's not all our story. I think it was the basic characteristics.
I think the part in the Bible where they say women should cook, clean, and do laundry. That's the only part I like about the Bible. That's the only part I like. Okay.
Yes. Well, we all have to do those things eventually. If we have our own crib,
if
we all have
to
to do
keep
those.
a man.
Well, we can talk about that one too.
Okay. So what high femme celebrity would you like to meet?
Oprah is the ultimate high femme. She steps into the room and she exudes this power and this strength and this high femininity. So
question, why is makeup, hairstyling, fashion is so dominated by the gay community? Why do you think it's like that? Why have they just taken over that industry?
The fashion industry?
Yes, fashion, makeup, hair, styling. Why do you think that's just
because the average woman is scared to really express herself with another woman. She's safe. Women refuse to be more edgy. And one thing about gay men they don't play safe all the time. They bring their masculine and feminine energy. They do use the feminine side because, you know, gay men are in touch with their feminine side to understand a woman's beauty, to get in touch, to make her feel beauty and things like that. So they use both of them, and they're not afraid to say what they want to say. They're not afraid to say, honey, you know, we need to fix this on your face, and you shouldn't wear that, girl, and this and this and that. You know, whereas women can be very timid, you know, relating back to maybe family, childhood, people they've dealt with in earlier stages of their life that makes them, you know, the trust issues with women. The jealousy, trust, things like that get in the way. And so women tend to trust men more.
So here's a weird question. If there was one day to live, okay, on this earth, give me 3 things you would do.
Woo!
That day.
I jump on a plane to Fiji or some great, awesome, warm island, be under a waterfall with a significant other, making love. Yes.
Okay, cool. Place these topics in your own order, okay? Money, sex, health, family, and spirituality in your own order.
Spirituality has to come first.
Number 1, okay.
Health.
Health.
Family. After family, it would be money.
Money, number 4.
And if you have money, you're going to have sex.
Okay, number 5. If you could be great at any sport, what would it be?
Football!
Football.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you usually listen to?
Reggae man. And house music. I love a house music vibe, but reggae. I go to a lot of reggae concerts. Love reggae.
Okay. So why do you think the music culture and the hairstyle culture how do you think they influence each other?
Well, everything is about image. And image is power.
Okay.
Image creates a mood. Image creates an atmosphere. It is the first thing that people see about you. And so when the image, if you see a woman in 1940s waves and you have a 1940s setting, you're going to believe it's the 1940s. That whole image. So
okay. So we're going to get into some love things. So we're going to get right into it. Do you believe in love at first sight?
No. I believe in connection at first sight.
Okay.
And from the connection, because when you meet someone, you feel this thing that calls you. And then you talk to them and you realize you have a lot of things in common. Okay. So it's that connection. And that connection from that helps you to feel love or lust or something there. Which
leads me into this question. Do you think love is real, or is it just a bunch of chemical reactions happening within the body?
Love is absolutely real, and it is a chemical reaction. Love is chemical. It is juices and things. That's how you know.
Okay, cool. So what is the best advice you can get to some of our younger couples out here thinking about getting married? What's the best advice you can give? Just instantly.
Watch and listen. Watch and listen. Look at the idiosyncrasies. Those are the things that will make or break your relationship.
And for those who don't know what idiosyncrasy is,
you can deal with someone's bad habits.
Is waiting for sex before marriage overrated?
Of course.
It is. So you should have sex before marriage.
Absolutely.
A lot of it.
Gosh. I don't know, not a lot of it. But you know what? There's so many freaky people out here, freaky men. You need to know if your man got some crazy, freaky fantasies. There's a lot of people out here that look normal. And they have, based on my 20 years behind the chair listening to stories of women who've had interactions with some of these men, there's some freaky, crazy predators out there with some sexual fantasies that you don't want to experience on a regular basis. So if you make the mistake of attracting someone like that in your life, and you have sex with them before you're married, thank God you did. Thank God. This is a whole different world now. There's a lot of people into some crazy sexual habits and
you don't want to
things
find
like
out
that.
after you say I do.
Yeah, there's some stuff that women need to know.
Okay.
Please, yes, have sex before you get married.
So here's a trick question for you. Would you rather have a man that can cook his ass off or sex his ass off?
Definitely cook his ass off. Oh my God, if you're cooking for me, I'm going to make love to you so good. First you have to whoa, yeah.
Cool. So, okay. Gotta get my cooking game up. All right, so So question, what's a better feeling, cashing a great check or having great sex?
You like sex?
If you had to choose. I mean, if you had a great check or...
Cashing a great check is going to give me anything I want.
So this is kind of a tricky question. What's more painful, suddenly breaking your arm or walking in on your spouse having sex with another person?
Of course, having sex with another person.
Really?
In my room, in our bedroom, in our sacred space, I'm trying to kill everybody. Everybody gets stabbed. Everybody. Hot grits on everybody. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to stab you to death.
But why?
And her. Everybody
breaking your arm is pretty painful.
Not that bad. Men, maybe so, but women, we can bear children. Nothing's worse than labor.
Okay.
Nothing.
Cool.
But a painful heart, someone who you trust and who's violated trust and they're actually in your home versus somewhere else. They're in your space, in your privacy, another woman. That's territory. You're in my environment.
More long term.
Everybody getting hurt. Everybody.
Okay. So question, this is a little bit tricky. Okay. Couples that's been in relationships for a while and been in marriages for a while, list this from your highest percentage to lowest percentage and the reasons why they end their relationships. Is it from highest to lowest? Infidelity, financial problems, sexual dysfunction, or public opinion? What do you think is the highest percentage of reasons why?
Financial problems.
Number one. Okay.
Yes.
What's number two?
Infidelity. I would say,
cheating.
yeah.
Number two.
I would say first financial problems.
Number two.
Sexual dysfunction.
Okay.
Will lead to infidelity.
Number three, infidelity. Okay.
And public opinion, maybe.
Whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, cool. So let's get into your career. If you could change one thing about your life or your career, what would it be? Just like that. You could just snap your fingers and be like, boom, I made that mistake. I had a chance to correct it. What would it be?
Whoa.
Yeah, crowd, we got her. We got her ass on this one.
I would say,
no commercial breaks.
I would say relationships. I would have not involved myself with relationships at particular times in my life.
Okay.
I've kind of, had relationships that stunted my growth at particular times in my life. I am what you call an A-type female, alpha female, and I love the business world. I love entrepreneurship, and sometimes men don't always understand that, especially as a book writer, an author. They don't always understand when you need that space to be able to think in that quietude and that meditation. And men sometimes can be very needy. Other partners can be very needy where they don't understand that space. So I definitely made the mistakes of maybe having relationships at the wrong times when I needed that space for myself.
Oh, gotcha.
Because as a writer, you need space to be able to create, to think, to meditate, to hear your own spirit, hear from God. And I've had relationships in my past that weren't comfortable with the silence, with the space. They had hobbies, but they didn't want to do the hobbies. They wanted to control the situation of that. And so I've made mistakes in, having relationships at times when I should have just nurtured myself and catered to my own spirit at that time.
Okay, so just have more time to yourself.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. We can respect that. So what do you see your career going in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, I hope it is ever expanding. I hope to be just in a great place of peace and joy and have greater wisdom. I hope that I am giving more, loving more, being loved more, being given more. I will have sold at least 20 books by then. I'll be on a New York bestsellers list. At
15, 20 books in the next 10 years. Okay.
Yeah,
so
15,
why is it so important to give back to the community now as well as after the fame?
Well, fame should not be the end result of giving back. And this is when you give back. We are a community. We live in communities, and we have an obligation to help nurture. To help nurture each other, to take care of each other, to be a beneficial presence on the earth. Those of us who can, those of us who are leaders, those of us who are teachers, who are practitioners in the world, and who who have a voice, who want to use our voice in a good way. We should be always seeking to be a beneficial presence on the earth. So this is something you do whether you want to be famous or not.
Okay,
we
cool.
need to heal and give back on a daily basis.
So what inspired you today?
People. I love people.
So you got to be around people.
Oh my God, yes. I love people. I love relationships. I love getting to know people.
So you what? You go to a mall, you go to a park, you go to covercity.com singles. I mean, why? Where do you go to be around people?
I am everywhere. I'm an Aquarius. I'm a socialite. I am very spontaneous. I find things every month to just do. And I say, you know what, I'm going to pick 5 places I've never been before. I'm just going.
Okay.
So I'm into expansion and travel and doing things. And I just I meditate a lot. And I let just my spirit lead me. My spirit lead me to the next place. Okay. But I just love connection with people. And I meet a lot of people being a stylist.
Nice.
So people are very fascinating. And I love to touch and connect and learn people's stories. And it's just fascinating.
So question, so who is your favorite book writer?
Oh my God, I only have to name one?
Well, I mean, my favorite artist is Michael Jackson. Just name it like that, instantly. Who is your favorite book writer?
Well, I had to answer that question two ways.
2-part.
I love European writers, English, British writers. I love Jackie Collins' career.
Okay.
Her career I love her writing style. She definitely pushed the edge. She writes from, you can tell she's a woman. She's very sexy. Even in her 60s, she is now, I think her 60s, she's sexy. When she writes, you know that she's probably lived these lives.
Nice.
I cannot understand when someone looks introverted and they're writing all these fantasies and all these things, and you know dang well they ain't never had a date.
Right.
Nobody's ever asked them. It's
reality.
so imaginary. I want to hear about the stories about people who actually connected with people. Right. So I would say Jackie Collins. She's lived those lives. She's been in different social arenas. You know, her career is fascinating. Most of her books have turned into movies, sitcoms, miniseries, and she's gorgeous. She's just fascinating. She's just one of those women that you would love to have.
That kind of leads me into your career path. Do you see yourself being an actress yourself? Films, directing, acting in the future? At
this time, I'll say I surrender to all the good that wants to come in my life. At this time, I would just love to be a best-selling author of 20, 30 books. I love writing. Who knows? I'm open to all the good that will manifest in my life. Right now, in my mind, I dream of being a best-selling author. I love writing, and I'm in touch with people, and I get to meet a lot of people and share, and I spend intimate times with people a lot. You know, I connect. And so right now, I would just love to write about people and be known for being a great writer. If other than writing books, because I really love writing, I really love, you know, stories about people and places, I would love to be a comedian on a sitcom like what do you call it, Mad TV or Saturday Night Live, because I would love to be like skit comedies.
So what are some of the other books that you have published, and what is the next book that you're working on, and tell us a little something about that and how people can buy it. That's the most important thing, is how y'all can buy it and support it. So talk to us.
Well, my first book is Confessions of a Las Vegas Hairstylist, and my new book is totally different, but it is a real true story as well, and it is the definition of a high femme. It's about relationships, love, companionship, the life and style.
So is this a book that a man can read and a woman
Absolutely.
can read?
It's a coffee table book.
It's a coffee table book.
Yes, it will include pictures, and it will be quite fascinating.
What kind of pictures am I expecting to see in a high film?
The definition of a high film, honey.
Should be females, right?
The definition of a high
film.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is Mimi Miller. This is the Lawrence P. Show. Feature Me Artists of the Day. You know how we get down. We got right into it. We stomped her a little bit, y'all, but she got us. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming out. See you guys next time. Come on, P. Show. We out of here.